Kevin Owens' WWE career has been a roller coaster of highs and lows, filled with championship wins, high-profile feuds, and moments of immense popularity. However, despite his obvious talent and ability to connect with fans, there are several reasons why WWE seems to have a complicated relationship with him. One of the biggest factors in WWE's reluctance to fully commit to Owens as a top guy is his physique. Owens, with his stocky build and everyman look, does not fit that mold. While fans appreciate his relatability and in-ring talent, WWE higher-ups might see him as someone who doesn't embody the ideal image of a main event star. Another reason WWE may have issues with Kevin Owens is his background. Owens made a name for himself on the independent wrestling circuit, particularly in promotions like Ring of Honor and Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Historically, WWE has had a rocky relationship with independent wrestlers, often seeing them as difficult to mold into their system. While some indie stars like Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan eventually broke through to the top, WWE tends to prefer developing its own stars through its developmental system. Owens' strong independent background may have made WWE hesitant to fully invest in him as a long-term main eventer. Owens' in-ring style also contrasts with WWE's preferred method of storytelling. WWE typically favors a more methodical, storytelling-heavy approach to matches, while Owens incorporates a faster-paced, hard-hitting style reminiscent of the indie scene. While this has made him a fan favorite, it may also make WWE executives feel he doesn't fit the mold of what they want their top stars to be. His tendency to use risky moves and work an aggressive style could be seen as a liability, especially in an era where WWE is more concerned about wrestler safety and longevity. His outspoken nature has also likely caused friction with WWE management. Owens has never been shy about expressing his opinions, whether in interviews or on social media. WWE has a history of preferring stars who follow company lines and don't stir controversy outside the ring. Owens' bluntness may have rubbed some higher-ups the wrong way, making them less inclined to push him as their top guy. One aspect of Owens' WWE career that stands out is his start-stop pushes. He has had moments of brilliance, such as his Universal Championship reign, but WWE has never fully committed to making him a consistent main eventer. This inconsistency could stem from a lack of confidence in him as a long-term draw. WWE often tests the waters with certain stars, but ultimately pulls back if they don't see the immediate results they want. Owens may have fallen victim to this trend, as WWE frequently shifts focus to other wrestlers they view as having more mainstream appeal. Owens' booking has also reflected a level of mistrust from WWE. Despite being a former Universal Champion and a key player in major storylines, he has frequently been used to put over other talent rather than being the one WWE builds around. His feuds with Roman Reigns, for example, have often resulted in him being the one taking losses rather than coming out on top. This suggests that while WWE sees value in him, they don't see him as the guy to carry the company. Another factor in WWE's treatment of Owens may be his injury history. While he has not been plagued by severe injuries, he has had some notable absences due to knee issues. WWE is cautious about pushing stars who may not have long-term durability, as they want their top guys to be consistently available. This could be another reason why WWE hesitates to give Owens a sustained main event run. Owens' willingness to re-sign with WWE despite frustrations may also play a role in how they perceive him. Some wrestlers gain leverage by threatening to leave or exploring other opportunities, but Owens has remained loyal to WWE even when his booking has been questionable. WWE may see this as a sign that he is comfortable in his position and therefore may not feel the need to push him harder. Another element that plays into this dynamic is WWE's shift in branding and marketability. WWE has been focusing more on expanding into mainstream entertainment, targeting casual audiences rather than just hardcore wrestling fans. Owens, with his gritty, everyman persona, does not necessarily fit the mold of the type of star WWE wants to market to Hollywood or corporate sponsors. WWE tends to favor stars who can transition into roles outside of wrestling, such as John Cena, The Rock, and Roman Reigns. Owens, while beloved by wrestling fans, does not have the same crossover appeal. His association with certain wrestlers could also contribute to WWE's hesitance to push him. Owens has been closely linked with Sami Zayn throughout his career, and while Zayn has found success, he too has experienced similar inconsistencies in his push. WWE may see Owens and Zayn as great utility players rather than centerpiece stars, using them to fill roles rather than build the company around them. Another potential reason for WWE's reluctance to fully embrace Owens is his mic style. While he is one of the best talkers in the business, his promos often have a natural, unscripted feel. WWE prefers heavily scripted promos to ensure brand consistency, and while Owens has managed to get away with a looser style at times, it might not always align with WWE's vision. His humor and sarcasm, while appreciated by fans, may not always fit the tone WWE wants from its top stars. The changing landscape of WWE's corporate structure may also play a role. With shifts in management and different executives having different visions for the company, Owens may have fallen through the cracks in terms of priority. WWE has a tendency to focus heavily on a few select stars at a time, and Owens may not always fit into their immediate plans, leading to inconsistent booking. Another reason WWE might not fully embrace Owens is his lack of connection with international markets compared to some of their other top stars. WWE heavily markets its stars in places like India, Saudi Arabia, and Latin America. While Owens is certainly popular, he may not have the same global appeal that WWE looks for when choosing top guys to represent the company. Owens' relationships backstage could also play a role in his standing. While he has been reported to be well-liked by many of his peers, WWE politics often play a role in who gets pushed. Certain wrestlers who align themselves with key figures in management tend to receive better opportunities. Owens, who is known for his independent mindset, may not always play the political game the way some other stars do. One of the biggest reasons WWE has never fully committed to Kevin Owens as a long-term champion is the lingering influence of Vince McMahon's personal preferences. Owens, on the other hand, does not have a bodybuilder's look. His stocky build and more everyman appearance don't fit the archetype of a WWE champion in McMahon's eyes. Even though Owens is extremely agile for his size, has incredible mic skills, and is one of the most reliable performers on the roster, that aesthetic bias has always worked against him. WWE has always had a complicated relationship with independent wrestling stars. While they have signed many indie wrestlers, including CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and Seth Rollins, there has often been hesitation to fully embrace them as long-term faces of the company. Owens built his reputation outside WWE, particularly in promotions like Ring of Honor and PWG, where he was one of the biggest names in independent wrestling. WWE has historically been reluctant to go all in on wrestlers who made their names elsewhere because they prefer to create their own stars from scratch. Even though Owens' independent background helped him stand out in NXT, once he made it to the main roster, WWE seemed hesitant to fully embrace him as a world champion in the same way they do with homegrown talent. Wrestlers who have long histories outside WWE are often viewed as outsiders, and that perception may have contributed to the company's unwillingness to give him multiple world title reigns. One of the most frustrating aspects of Kevin Owens' WWE career has been the constant start-stop nature of his pushes. Owens will often be built up as a main event level threat, only for WWE to abruptly shift focus to another wrestler. This inconsistent booking has prevented him from gaining the sustained momentum needed for a dominant title reign. A prime example of this was his Universal Championship reign in 2016 to 2017. While Owens held the title for several months, it was clear that he was not WWE's primary focus. He was constantly portrayed as an undeserving champion, relying on Chris Jericho's interference rather than being booked as a dominant world champion. When WWE decided to have him drop the title, it was done in an embarrassing fashion, losing to Goldberg in mere seconds at Fastlane 2017. This was a clear sign that WWE never truly saw Owens as a credible long-term champion. Since then, Owens has been in and out of the main event scene, but every time he starts to gain traction, WWE pulls the rug out from under him. Whether it's being used as a stepping stone for Roman Reigns, getting shuffled into the mid-card, or being placed in feuds that don't go anywhere, Owens has never been given a sustained push that leads to multiple championship reigns. One major reason Kevin Owens has been kept away from world title gold in recent years is WWE's overwhelming focus on Roman Reigns. Since 2020, Reigns has been the undisputed face of WWE, with the company building nearly every major storyline around him. While Owens has had several great matches against Reigns, he was never seen as a legitimate threat to dethrone him. This has been a pattern throughout Owens' career. Whenever he starts to gain serious momentum, WWE shifts its focus to another star they see as a bigger priority. Reigns' long title reign has made it nearly impossible for wrestlers like Owens to get another shot at the top prize. Even when Owens was involved in major storylines, such as his rivalry with the Bloodline, it always felt like he was being used as a secondary character rather than a true main event level competitor. Another factor working against Owens is WWE's reliance on part-time wrestlers for major championship runs. The company has frequently put world titles on part-timers like Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, and even The Rock rather than investing in full-time talent. Owens, who has been one of the most consistent performers in WWE for nearly a decade, has often been overlooked in favor of nostalgia acts. When Owens was Universal Champion, WWE quickly moved the title onto Goldberg to set up a match with Lesnar at WrestleMania 33. This trend has repeated multiple times, with Owens being pushed aside in favor of part-timers who WWE believes can draw more casual viewers. Because WWE is so focused on creating big moments with part-time wrestlers, they have neglected to establish long-term champions from their full-time roster, and Owens has been one of the biggest victims of this strategy. One of Kevin Owens' biggest strengths, his professionalism, might also be working against him when it comes to winning championships. Owens has a reputation for being a team player, willing to take on any role WWE gives him. Whether he's playing a comedic character, feuding with top stars, or putting over younger talent, Owens always gives his all. Despite these challenges, he remains a fan favorite and continues to deliver top-tier performances, proving that even if WWE doesn't always see him as a marquee star, the fans certainly do.